Is it working? I think it is. Right, let's put that away and let's get running. Oh, it is chilly. But good morning. If anyone does join along with this one, obviously I hope you all had a good Christmas and happy Boxing Day. Best thing about Boxing Day today, of course, it is all about Boxing Day sales. And I've already started to have a look at what I could potentially buy. I must admit, there's quite a few things I do want to buy today. But yeah, it's very much spoiled yesterday. Just had the family around, grandparents, all those sorts of things. And it's nice because normally I see my grandma when I'm at work and they always pop in to say hello. So to actually see them when it's not in a work environment, it's quite nice. Of course, I'm sure some of you might potentially watch this later on because it is quite early, it's 7:45. But I thought I'd do this today. I was going to do a bath bomb video, but with other family coming around today and the fact it's extremely messy, we'll try and do it someone else. We'll try and do it at a time where I've got a little bit more time as well. So yeah, I'm hoping to do that still. But I just thought today, as I'm going for a run, thought that one would be a little bit easier to do. Trying out some new stuff today. I've actually got a new coat on. Very reflective, very, very reflective. So if anyone's not seen the brand ProViz, I definitely recommend them. If you're into your fitness or you're trying to get into your fitness for the new year, buy some stuff from ProViz. It's really good stuff. It's really, really effective. It's not, this is actually a cycling top, to be honest. Why is that saying that? I don't want it to rotate, so I apologise if I'm rotating. You'd have to let me know later if anyone is watching this, if I'm rotating round. But yeah, feel good this morning. I'm trying some new shoes as well. Saucony Guide 18s. They are stability shoes. I have real issues with my feet, so... But yeah, I always have real issues with my feet where I had an ankle operation, basically where I overdid the running. And it really affected me. It really affected the way my foot moves, so I can't actually bend my knee. What it means is to sort of compensate, my ankle turns out, and it's a little bit uncomfortable at times. I get like pain on the outside of my knee with running, but I get it on my ankle with walking. So I'll walk and I'll be absolutely, fine with my knee. But then it's the other way around when I'm doing running. It just seems to just affect me higher up on my leg. But no, these are very cushioned. I'm not used to having shoes this cushioned. And very glad I got these. I'm not the best for when people ask me, what do you want for Christmas or what do you want for your birthday? I never know. I never know what I want, to be honest with you, because a lot of the time, if I want something, I'm a bit impatient. And I'm like, well, I want it now. Or I just think, the price of something's too good to turn down. And then I end up sort of just going, I've got to get it now, where it'll set out. And it never does. The amount of times I've bought things, I think, that's a great deal. And then 3 or 4 days later, the price just drops and you go, I wish I'd just waited. But feel comfortable. I want to try and do about 14 miles today. I've been out for about 35 minutes. I expect I'll see a few people I recognise at some point. One thing you realise with a lot of people, we're all creatures of habit. You go out for a run, you do the same route, and within the same distance, 5-10 minutes apart, you'll see the same people at the same time every day. And they must think, he's out all the time, that person, because I am out a lot. And they must honestly think I'm just always running. I promise I'm not. But I'm hoping that will fit the screen, not keep telling me I'm turning it. But yeah, let me know how I'm sort of looking. Am I on portrait or on landscape? I should be on portrait. But yeah, if anyone is actually joining, I can see there's a couple of people there. Let me know what you got. Did anyone get anything nice yesterday? I said, I can't even, it's terrible to say this, but sometimes I can't even remember the things I've got. Particularly, when my brother says, do you remember what we got last year for Mum and Dad? And I'm like, no, not a clue. Not a clue at all. But yeah, let me also know any sort of Boxing Day things you're looking at today. So for me, I'm already on the Lush website. Lush every year do like a sale on sprays, body sprays, all those sorts of things. And yeah, they've started it already, but I don't think they really have. If you go on their website, if you go on the Lush website, at the moment you'll get put in a queue, and it's really frustrating because you know there's nobody on it really, and you certainly know the traffic on that website is nowhere near as much as they say it is. You know, it's certainly not as full as 500 people or anything like that. There may be people on there trying to get ahead, but you go on there and everything on the Lush website is either unavailable or sold out, and you're like, is it really? Or what they're probably trying to do is to try and wait till the peak time. So if anyone does like buying stuff from Lush, just give it a little bit of time, give it till sort of 10, 11, maybe 12 o'clock today, and then go on the website, because I expect then you'll probably see they've got all these body sprays available. But Lush Dirty is the one I'm trying to get today, but it's currently not on their sale. The one that they did have on sale, Yognog, was the one I really wanted, but that's already gone. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out as well. But I have bought the fragrance already. Bought Habit Rouge. If anyone knows Habit Rouge, bit of an old school fragrance from Guerlain, and I managed to get it for a really good price. Good morning. How are we today? I'm trying to honestly not blow my nose. I apologise that the nose is dripping a little bit. So yeah, you get a bit of a snot shot. That's my bad. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm glad to see some people are up at this time. Obviously I'm running at the moment around some houses, probably waking everyone up talking. But I live in a house where we all get up really, really early. Like literally, I mean, I'm up at 5:05. Not intentionally a lot of the time, but the problem is when you work early, your body just doesn't let you lie in anymore, and you get most of the day. So there's no wonder I'm half asleep by 4 or 5 o'clock. I say it's almost old age, me tripped up, but I think it's more just the fact I'm always up early, always on the go. Is anyone doing anything exciting though for Boxing Day today? Me personally, got family around again. Gonna go for a little walk, and yeah, eating more food. I'm obsessed with food at the moment, honestly. Can't get enough of fish. I love fish, honestly. I could just live eating fish. But we've still got all the cold meats today. But I must admit, by the end of this morning, I've normally had enough of it, or I normally get sick of food by about, well, 3 days in, too much meat. It just sits in your stomach. So I'm trying to burn a few calories today. But yeah, is anyone planning to buy anything in particular today? So I said to myself, I've got sprays. I've also got, I'm not wearing it today, but I bought this running, I say I bought it, I asked for it for Christmas. This running vest, which I can actually put my phone in, because it's a nightmare to hold this thing as well. So I'm probably like shaking about, making you all really dizzy. But yeah, I just like gadgety things. But I've also still got my sea monkeys, honestly. I went to Argos the other day. I came out of a sticker machine, some sea monkeys, and then also like, I think they're called loom band sets, which are like these little kid bracelet things, but I think they're pretty impressive, to be honest. And I remember a child once tried to sell me one. They said, oh, what's your two favourite colours? They're like pink and blue, I said, and they said, oh, it's 50p, and I'm like, I don't think I can give you money in my job, to be honest with you, being in a teaching role. But yeah. But no, so this year, if anyone is watching this, thank you very much for subscribing. Do you enjoy your running? Do you do any running yourself? I must admit, running for me is a bit of a love-hate. I mean, I love getting out, and getting some fresh air and everything, but it can be hard work, can't it? Getting out in the door, I mean, at the moment it's obviously lighting up now, but sometimes first thing in the morning, it can be really hard. It can be so hard when it's dark and cold and windy. I'm actually running in, can't see it in my gloves, so I've got these hand warmers in there. Because last year, when I was running really, really cold, I tend to cool down rather than warm up. and nobody was home, and I had the key, but I couldn't open the door because my hands were too cold. I couldn't move them. So I remember once just standing outside the house for about 45 minutes waiting for someone to get back so they could open the door for me, you know. So yeah, if you're looking for a good deal today on Amazon, look at electronic hand warmers or rechargeable hand warmers. They're really good. They're so effective. And it saves you getting those ones that you have to put in like the microwave or put in hot water to reset. But yeah, well, good for you to do the running. Honestly, I can see what you'll see in the next week or two is loads of people out trying to get into it. And actually, to be honest with you, I don't think that's a good place to start. I've always said this. If someone now looking at the new year, trying to get yourself fit, you know, new year, new me, all this sort of stuff, don't start over the top. You get some people that start doing 10Ks in the worst shoes they've got, or go and spend too much money on a pair of shoes. I've always said, just start by cutting something down, whether that's something in your diet. Go for a walk, get a coffee, make that a routine with a friend every week. You'd be amazed at the difference that just makes alone. But also as well, you know, don't feel like you've got to. I feel like everyone feels like you've got to sign up for a gym straight over the year. You don't have to at all. And if you're not going to use it, you're just wasting your time anyway, aren't you, really? But yeah, I think I'm up to about 6 miles this morning at the moment. I can hear my watch vibrating all the time, but I don't want to look at it because it's probably just telling me to either speed up or that my heart rate's too high or something. And you can panic with those things. That's the other thing I would say. For someone who is trying to get into running, don't get a watch to start with. Just go and listen to your body. I had a friend who she did a marathon a few years ago. Bought an expensive watch, and she had this app that told her everything she needed to do for a workout. So it was like, you know, this Wednesday you got to do 13 miles slow. And the silly thing was, for her, 13 miles, the day she was doing that was her busiest day of the week. You know, she'd be doing sports coaching, she'd be doing all these things. And she said, I've already done 18,000 steps work today, and I've got to go and do 13 miles. I said, well, you know, that's fine if you feel like you can do it. She said, I'm knackered. You know, and if you're knackered, what's the point? You know, you're not going to get anything out of it, you're not going to enjoy it. So yeah, I think the key with anything, if you're starting any sort of fitness plan for the new year, just listen to your body. If you don't fancy it, you don't enjoy running, don't run. If you enjoy walk or whatever, but maybe you don't enjoy walking, but go and find a way to make it enjoyable. If you think, I need to do some walking, go with a friend. If you've got a dog, walk a dog. Go to a coffee shop. I know a bloke who lives locally to me. He does this every year. Well, every year. I see him most weeks. He goes for a run to a cafe, comes out, has an ice cream, walks home with it. Now you might say, oh, that's a bit counterproductive, but that's his routine, and that he's not worried about being slim or anything like that. He just wants to go and do it just to keep himself active, because there's a lot more to it than just being slim all the time. You know, you certainly don't need to be slim all the time, and you know, you certainly don't need to be obsessed with it like I am, because you know, you get carried away and it can just be counterproductive a lot of the time. I've certainly overdone the running, and you know, being 18, 19 years old, whatever I was, having ankle surgery, that's not good. You know, and that was all because I was racing my times on my watch, looking at Stravas and segments and thinking, oh, they've done it in that time. You get carried away. So again, just listen to your body, and if you don't enjoy something fitness wise, don't do it, because you're only going to give it up in the end anyway. And you know, you just don't. I mean, I'm lucky. I said my two interests are running and darts, and let's be honest, playing darts and running couldn't be two different lifestyles, could it? Throwing in a pub with beer and then doing this. And ultimately one had to give. When I was playing really well at darts, I gave up, you know, the sport. I used to play a lot of football, played cricket as well for a team, but eventually it's like, well, something's got to give. And then obviously the darts went rubbish, and I got into doing all this with the ultra marathons and everything. But I think 2026 we're going to have a year off ultra marathons. No ultra marathons next year. again, I think what this year's taught me, if anything, is you think there's a lot of people out to get you if you read things online. There's not. There's a lot of good people around that actually are very generous. I'm very lucky. You know, I'm out and about. And some people I don't even know. You know, I see them on the run. There's a woman who has these very, very bright, multicoloured running tights. And without fail, every day, she'll see me and she just does this. She just waves. And I never know her name. Don't know her name at all. Don't know where she lives. Don't know anything. But I think for her, as much as it is for me, she goes for a walk at that time because she sees the same people. She buys a newspaper, you know, she gets the dog out and she just gets her out in the morning. So it's really nice. So I always just say morning. She probably thinks I'm absolutely crazy, but she's probably right. But yeah, that's it. I certainly don't do things normal. I mean, next year for me, obviously 2026 is a big birthday as well. 30 next year. Turning 30, which I don't look like it, do I? Look like I'm only 21. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. But I've always been boring, really. You know, I like getting out early, doing all these things. I'm not one to. I'm a little bit of a loner in that sense because I don't really like doing the things that people my age like to do. Going out drinking, you know, all these other things, clubbing. Just not interested. Whereas I'm the sort of person that wants to go and watch, or go and, you know, see royal landmarks with my brother. And I've got my headphones in under my hat today. And before I came on this, I was a little bit late to come on because I'm listening to a Tudor podcast. You know, and the other day I annoyed a customer by mistake. I didn't realise that we have this like board that's, you know, just like a notice board. And if you pay attention to it long enough, you see out the corner of your eye, you think it's someone standing there. But it's not, it's just a, you know, this board. And the problem is I've got so used to thinking it's someone that I don't, even if there's someone there now, I don't notice. I got this long chat with a lady talking about Charles II. And we were talking about how he, you know, hid in the oak tree in the interregnum period, Oliver Cromwell. And this bloke said, "Oh, sorry, you serving this counter as well?" I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I didn't see you there." Not too busy just talking about Charles II, which again, people my age probably aren't interested at all. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And that's why I was late on here, because I was listening to the end of this podcast. I'm not listening to music. People think I'm walking by half the time when I'm on a run. And they think, oh, he must be listening to a song. I'm not. I'm listening to how someone beheaded someone, or, you know. But that's just me. But yes, very much looking forward to 2026. But I'm going to make sure this year's a bit of a quieter year for me. As I said, it's been a funny year this year for me. I said, I've always look at it and I always think the thing you want to ask yourself at the end of the year is, have you know, started it in a better place than you found it, really? And actually, there's no two ways about it. Certainly have this year, but certainly not what I expected it to be. So I did 3 running, walking events this year. If you said to me, you can run 62 miles in a day, 100 kilometres, 16 hours stopping, would I have believed you? Not a chance. I chose not to do a camping package because with the ultra event, you could have done a camping package. But what that meant is I would have had to have shared a tent with people. And obviously I was doing it solo anyway. If you're doing it in a group, it's fine. But I didn't really want to do it with anyone else because this was kind of my interest. Let's be honest. How many friends are you going to have that go, oh yeah, I'll come and do that 62 mile run for, you know, with you. You know, how much it costs? Oh, £150. They're just not going to do it, are they? So I did it solo, just decided to do it all in one go. And I was amazed. If anyone is considering doing an ultra marathon one day, London to Brighton, really recommend it. You start in the old Deer Park in Richmond in London and you finish at Brighton Racecourse. I started at 7 in the morning. I finished just gone 11 at night. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even tired. And I wasn't hungry, I wasn't thirsty, because there's so many rest stops. You get these rest stations almost everywhere. I think the first one's 25 or 12.5k. And then you have a major one at 25. And they'll have things like pick and mix. flapjacks, fruit, bananas, electrolyte drinks. So the point that you don't even need to take anything. I was carrying all sorts of things, but you don't need it. And honestly, if anyone is considering it, I'd definitely recommend just watching the vlog I did for the day. It was the 24th of May, so if you can find that one, I really enjoyed it. It was such an experience, honestly. I've never done an ultramarathon before, but it was my knee. My knee just gave up on me. And my mum was in a panic because they had this new GPS tracking app for the year, Live Trail, I think it was called. And the problem is with the Live Trail, it said, oh, Harry should be getting in at this time. And I'd got in on the first ones, on time or ahead of time. The problem was my mum thought it was like a live thing, and she thought I'd stop because it said, oh, Harry's not coming yet. It's because I had to stop because I was walking because of my knee. I was full of energy. I could have gone all day. I could have gone for another 12, 13 hours, I think, if I just had the food and drink. And I'd probably say this, you think, oh, you've got to have sugar. You've got to have sugar to keep yourself going on the event. The key is the salt. It's the salt that you miss. I think this is where some people with running get it wrong. And if anyone's thinking of doing a marathon next year or any event, something I recommend is do not go for energy gels. Because energy gels, they're fine for during a run or near the end of a run, but certainly not starting it with a gel. You need to eat properly. Because what happens when you have gels or juice, what it does is you spikes your blood sugar straight away. So you'll get this instant hit, this instant spike of energy. The problem is, the sooner it's in your system, the sooner your body uses it, the sooner it's out your system. And then what happens is you get very, very tired again. You get this big crash of energy, and it's really not good. So I always think things like porridge and stuff before an event are great. But the other thing as well, everyone goes for these, and you'll see them. Science in Sport is a website where you can get a lot of these like energy flapjacks and all sorts, but they never taste right. They taste horrible. They taste like a sports thing. You get this for a lot of these sport milkshakes as well. They're just not very nice. They taste like a little bit metallic, really. So I always just say, just have the stuff you like. I always just eat my plain biscuits. Honestly, I just have the usual biscuits I have, and they're just as good as a flat that's meant to be a sports one. Just get what works for you, and yeah, that'll be great. It'll do just the same job. Honestly, you'll be much happier with it, and you won't need to rush to the toilet, which I know a lot of people need to. But yeah, so anyone else who's been watching these, I know obviously I'm doing a bit of a fitness video more today than a fragrance one, but I do a lot of these fragrance videos as well. And if anyone is joining this who has subscribed to me as well, thank you first of all this year for watching them. I never thought when I was doing all these vlogs for my ultra marathon I'd change it into doing fragrance videos and stuff with fitness, but I do enjoy it like this. It just keeps going, because since the ultra marathon, I'll be honest with you, I've really found it hard to motivate myself. I always want to keep fit, but I need something to distract my mind for an hour and a half, 2 hours, or I'm sort of just running in circles, and doing the vlogs at the time just kept me going on the training. And these sort of videos where I've been reviewing scents, all that really kept me going as well. And I hope you enjoyed me doing them. Again, I don't care if anyone watches them or not, really. It's like this. I think it says 2 of you on it. Doesn't matter to me. As I said, if you watch it, great. If you don't, well, as I said, for me, it's not about, trying to make it on anything. It's just literally, for my own hobby, essentially. And if you enjoy it as well, that's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I do like my fragrances, particularly with running as well. I was actually filming myself yesterday doing talking about putting on sprays. Honestly, it's so easy to get bored and tired running, but if you've got something you can smell, it honestly distracts you. It is great. Have I? Not yet. Even though I came up with an invention, and it's to do with farting. I thought the poop pill, or the poop perfume pill, that's what I was going to say. When I was sitting on a train the other day, okay, and there was this man who honestly had no shame at all, just farted and farting, and I'm thinking, absolutely stank, by the way, nobody calls wants to say anything. The problem is I didn't want to move because you know what it's like on a train, you give up your seat, you'll never see it again. But I thought it'd be so nice if you don't have that shame. Imagine this, imagine if you took a pill and everything smelled like roses. That'd be good, wouldn't it? It'd save so much of that worrying about anything. One would just think you sprayed a cologne. Don't think it'd be very safe though, do you? But yeah, I haven't, thankfully. To be honest, sometimes a lot. I mean, to be honest, it depends how much you have. I tend to have these, I don't know if you know the brand Huel. They do like these shakes. They do not agree with my stomach. But with running, it certainly can move a few things, can't it? That's for sure. But it's alright if you're outside. But yeah, not too much. But I know some people, my dad has got no shame at all, by the way. He's happy to stop for to go for a wee, literally just in the middle of a road. And I just can't do that. But yeah, I'd always double check. That's good and healthy. What, farting or the Huel? But it is a natural thing, honestly. It's funny, isn't it, how we find that embarrassing though. And I'll do other things that I think, is that any more embarrassing? And to you, what are you up to today? You doing anything exciting today? Family round or anything for Christmas? Can I tell you something that I really don't like? One of my little pet peeves, let's say. So, like when you wish people a good Christmas, and and I appreciate that Christmas isn't a good time for everyone. It can be sad, and first of all, that's good to hear that you're doing extra stuff. But when people are down on it and they say, I said something the other week, have a good Christmas. They said, oh, I probably won't, I'm on my own, this and this. And I thought, that's very sad and all that, but could you not just said, thanks, see you soon or something? Don't bring it down for everyone else. I don't like people that kind of, I said, I know everyone has problems and Christmas can be sad, but you don't need to tell everyone. It's a bit of a pet peeve. Hello, good morning. It's good to see a few comments, by the way, because I really have felt like I've been ranting to myself here. But thank you for coming along. I think I'm nearly halfway. I must be over halfway now running. I have no idea. I'm running in circles at the moment. It's all that Christmas dinner, isn't it? Anyone else though, fine. But I love a Christmas dinner. But I've never finished a Christmas dinner and thought, I've always been stuffed. But absolutely stuffed. And I'll be honest with you, I do like the sprout. And honestly, I just get so bloated with Christmas. I love the food. I am a massive eater. People don't think I eat much, but I'm one of those people that eats really quickly. Like when I get back, so I've already had breakfast this morning before my run. I had a bowl of Weetabix, yogurt, and I'm obsessed with peanut butter at the moment. Oh, turkey's so dry, that's what I find. I tried cranberry sauce with turkey yesterday. Normally just have it with gravy. It was really nice, but I'll eat so quickly. I don't let it go through me, but I've already had the cereal. When I get back, I'll have an apple and orange, a rice pudding, and then I put a bit of cacao powder in, heat it up in the microwave, so it's like chocolate rice pudding basically. And then I'll dunk some biscuits in it with a bit of cereal. This is all like 9:30 in the morning. And it's like, people are like, you do not eat that much. I said, I do. I did one of those calorie counters. I had to delete the app actually, and I did it as accurately as I could. It said I was eating, I think because again, I do a lot of exercise, don't get me wrong, but it was 5,247 calories or something. And I thought, that's a lot. And the boxes say, 2,500 or something a day. Now I know I need more than that. And I believe in those packet things. Don't listen to these things. I got these sweets yesterday and these truffles, like Lindor, and they're really nice. They're really nice little like ball-shaped truffles. And it says this pack has 20 servings. So I thought, okay, 20 servings. I'm just going to open the whole box and I'm going to tip all the sweets out and I'm going to see how many sweets are actually in the box. 16. So there's 20 servings, okay, in the box, apparently, according to the thing. There's 16 sweets. So how does that work? Are we meant to cut one in half? And you're not going to do that, are you? You're going to eat 3 or 4. They're absolutely addictive anyway. And you just think, just let people live. Look, I'm really into the fitness. I'm really into my health. But I'll never, ever preach to anyone what they shouldn't eat and what they shouldn't do, because it's not relevant. Do what you want to do and don't worry about anyone else. Because if you start worrying about anyone else, then something's not right with yourself. Just worry about yourself. Worry about your own health, and you don't need to worry. But now we're on to the topic of food and Christmas and all those things. Christmas dinner. What belongs on a Christmas dinner? What doesn't? Or a roast dinner in general? Do you just have the one meat? 2 meats? What veg goes on a Christmas dinner? Now, I actually, my mum got a bit annoyed at me yesterday. She did the cooking yesterday. And we had a lot of veg on the plate, to be fair. You know, just the usual everything, you know, like the sprouts and parsnips, all those things. Red cabbage as well. My brother doesn't touch, he don't touch any veg anyway. I don't think he's actually eaten a piece of fruit for about 30 years. So he's not that fussed with that. But I said, oh, we haven't got any peas, you forgot the peas. My mum said, oh no, we're not having peas for Christmas dinner today. You know, we had carrots, parsnips, red cabbage, sprouts. She said, that's enough. I'm like, no. Peas definitely belong on it. Peas and gravy on a roast dinner. You've got to have them. So yeah, she's like, well, you know, if you want them, that's fine, but I'm not doing it. So yeah, that was the other thing. I'm also a bit of a person that likes my beef done rare, but my mum likes it well done. And the rest of the house like it quite rare. We like it quite bloody. So yeah, that's another thing that's like, oh, it's nice, but a bit nicer if it's a bit rarer. But my mum gets fed up with it, because of course she does all the cooking. She doesn't really even like meat, but she does it all. But yeah, for me, you've got to have that. You've got to have Yorkshires, you've got to have roasties. I heard someone the other day say they have mashed potato on their roast dinner. You can't have mashed potato. It's got to be roasty. It's got to have roast potatoes for Christmas. And the other thing that I think is a bit controversial as well is I had a few years ago now, we actually went for a curry for Christmas. And you think a curry on Christmas Day, that's not very popular, but I'll tell you what, it was absolutely full with people having curry. We got there at 1 o'clock. I remember we won the first tables and we were like, oh brilliant, this is going to be a really quiet meal. And honestly, Christmas Day, the curry house was full with everyone having curry. I think it was a bit of a fad. Don't hear so much about it now. But I think you also get shops or pubs that deliver like roast dinners to houses as well, which I actually think is a really good idea. Because let's be honest, it's not that easy to cook these things. I don't cook anything up, and I literally just have anything in a tin or anything you just heat up on a hob. But it's same with like full English breakfast as well. I love black pudding, honestly. I could just eat that all day, all the time. I never get sick of it. But I know some people absolutely hate it. And I think a lot of it's not the taste, it's the thought of actually what it is, which isn't very pleasant. And I do get that congealed blood or whatever it is of animals doesn't sound that tasty, does it? And you know, it's the same with fish. I said I'm the one who's not eating fish at home. The rest of the house hates it, but it's mainly the smell. Whereas I think it smells fine. I'm not worried about it at all. You know, for me, oily fish is just so good for you as well. But I honestly could eat it all day again. I never get sick of it. But I never have it very often because, as I said, my mum does a lot of it for me, so it makes it a little bit easier. Thank you. Yes, I want to know then. So, roast dinner, full English breakfast, what goes on it? For me, it's got to be everything. Mushrooms, tomatoes, hash browns, baked beans, black pudding, sausage, egg, just all the egg as well. Fried egg, scrambled egg, poached egg, hard-boiled egg. I have them all. I'm the sort of person, give me less of everything, but give me all of it, and I'll have it. Like Christmas pudding, yes, I had Christmas pudding, Christmas cake, and mince pie. Mum was like, what do you want then? Mince pie, Christmas pudding, Christmas cake. I said, I'll have custard ice cream, one mince pie, tiny bit of Christmas pudding, tiny bit of Christmas cake. She's like, you can't have it all, you'll be stuffed. I said, well, just give me like a sample of everything. And that's what kept me going. But yeah, I'm definitely someone who wants everything. Give me everything, I'll try everything. I'm not picky. So if anyone wants to cook me a dinner, just know I'll eat everything. There's nothing I don't eat other than olives. I don't mind them, I could survive. If someone put them on a plate and that was the only thing there, I'd still eat them. But yes, I want to know then, last thing, presents this year. Have you had a favourite present? I actually bought myself a present. My nan gave me a bit of money because I said to her, I really don't know what I want. And suddenly dawned on me the other day, I could do with a new alarm clock. And I bought one of those Alexa alarm clocks, which I'm actually going to use for one of the videos soon, to just see how much they actually know, because I'm still trying to get used to it. It's more than just an alarm clock, it is actually a device for all sorts of things. We'll try and do some fragrance videos with that as well. But yeah, anyone who's into their smellies and stuff, did you get any smellies? Anyone get any fragrances, particularly yesterday? My brother got Versace Blue Jeans, a very, very old school fragrance. But actually, it's much nicer than I remember. I haven't had it for years. Honestly, I used to have it a long time ago. It's so nice. It's really soapy, but it's got this nice smokiness as well, which certainly makes it more masculine. And definitely recommend it. So if anyone hasn't had that one for a while, go and get Versace Blue Jeans again, because I forgot how much I liked that one. And if I can see that on an offer today, you never know, I might add it to the list. But yeah, definitely Habit Rouge, can't wait for that to come. That's apparently coming tomorrow. And I'm looking on Lush's website again later on. But they have this one called Sempachou. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's like marigold, I think is the thing. The problem is, again, as I said, they just seem to sell out. I'm certain they're not sold out. I think they're just delaying it for the sales today. And they've just basically taken it off the line so more people could come on later. But yeah, definitely going to try and get a Lush body spray. But they're currently not all on discount. But again, I definitely recommend, if anyone gets a chance today, look at Lush body spray, because they are, for me, the absolute best thing you can buy in terms of like fragrances and stuff. Particularly women, they're more obviously feminine, but I don't mind them at all. I think they're brilliant for man, woman, whatever. And I tell you what, we're nearly up to 40 minutes now, so I will stop this in a minute. But I tell you what, these shoes, first time I've ever worn them, they're really comfy. And if you're into your running, Saucony Guide 9s, that's what I'm wearing today. These were another present I sort of bought myself, and then people just gave me the voucher to sort of fund towards it. But Saucony Guide 9s, no, Guide 18, sorry, I used to have the Guide 9s or the Brides. These are the 18, shows how old most shoes were. But these are they're really tall though. They've got a huge like wedge underneath them. But they work really well. So yeah, they're the things I'd say look at today. Look at like Guide 18s and any Saucony shoes I think fit the best. They've always been the ones I've run in, because they're the ones that stay true to size. A lot of people who start in running tend to buy things like Nike, Adidas. The problem you get with a lot of those brands is a lot of the shoes, they're more for design and aesthetics, because they're a sort of, you know, a mainstream brand. They're a bit more of a fashion brand. Whereas Saucony, Asics, Brooks, New Balance, even to a degree, they tend to just make shoes actually for purpose rather than just appearance. So I definitely recommend that if anyone is looking at running, get a proper running branded shoe, not just those companies like Nike that tend to just go into that little bit of, well, we want them to look nice as well. But yeah, definitely sprays today. Beauty websites, John Lewis, if anyone knows the shop John Lewis, they've got a lot of sales on today. John Lewis tend to do a bit of everything as well, so it's not just like sports stuff or clothing. There's crockery, there's all sorts of things, home appliances, you know, gadgets, cameras, definitely worth looking at as well if anyone's looking at shopping today. They've definitely got 50% off. And yeah, I'm certainly going to be sitting at my desk in a bit doing that. So I cannot wait to get this done. Get my rice pudding down me, a couple of oranges and apple, and run around healthy, of course. But for those of you who did come along today, I know there's a few comments in the chat, or if you watch this later, thanks for watching. Again, I know I was meant to do on one today, but we'll definitely do that one someone else as well. And yeah, there'll be plenty of fitness sort of fragrance videos to come. Tomorrow I'm going to do a bit of a weird layering video. If you haven't seen these before, essentially I've rubbed something really strange on, which I still haven't done any of the editing for, but I'll do some editing. And yeah, I'll do another weird layer. I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. But yeah, thanks for watching today. Let's get this done. I'm waiting to get a coffee. I can't feel my hands anymore. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.